Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we take a look at the work being done to repair a school in our region that was damaged by flooding. And another school celebrates the return of one of its own after she fought a brave battle with cancer.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning to you. Almost 6 o'clock on your Wednesday morning, the middle of the work week. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning. Let's take it over to Brandon for a look at our forecast. And Brandon, I've since not warmed up from after I got my sport jacket out of the car. I've not warmed up. I even turned the heat on because it was on cool. So I need to talk with Steve and Evan about keeping it cool.
Well, here's the thing, Dakota. I can kind of see their
True,
point,
because it was kind of warmish.
because it's cold in the mornings and warm in the afternoons. But hopefully that trend will change.
But see, my thing is though, I don't like being inconvenienced.
I understand.
So
I understand.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Exactly. All right, let's get into this forecast where it is a bit chilly and foggy this morning. We're taking a look at the fog first, and you'll see down to the south especially, we're seeing some of that dense fog. So be extra careful. Anything less than 5 miles, which is Jonesville, Harlan, Middlesboro, Jacksboro, Williamsburg, and London, all pretty rough out there this morning. So just be careful as you're traveling. Jenkins, US 119, US 23, not a whole lot going on in the higher elevations. Most of this is valley fog this morning, and it's clustered to the south as well. So you see areas that may not have as much fog are typically a touch cooler, like toward Moorhead, 37, Irvin at 36, Ashland at 39, Somerset at 37, London a little bit cooler there, but they have a little bit of fog at the airport, and then of course Pikeville, Prestonsburg in the 40s there, and Pikeville is the warmest spot in the region. Temperatures this afternoon, mix of sun and clouds, probably more clouds than sun at times, but I'm not ruling either one out. About 60 degrees as we head toward the afternoon hours right there around 2 o'clock. Dakota?
Brandon, thank you. It's been nearly 6 months since deadly flooding hit Eastern Kentucky. Entire schools were flooded, and some are needing major renovations. The Buckhorn School is home to more than 300 students, and it won't be ready until at least the next school year. Our Phil Pendleton has more on the progress to reopen the flooded school.
An empty parking lot, boarded up windows and doors. School leaders say that it's quiet now, but that's about to change in a major way.
Here over the next few weeks, it's going to go more from I would say, here and there type work to everyday getting in and begin to do the processes that need to be done to get us back in school at Buckhorn.
Behind the scenes, preparing and planning have been taking place, and some of the work will involve tearing out before new items can be installed.
So there was a lot of work that was being done and continues to be done that maybe people can't see as they drive by the school, but I assure you there's probably not been a work day that's went by that something hasn't been done.
Just cleaning out the school cost $3 million, and renovations could cost a lot more.
Where lines need to be ran, anywhere from utilities to technology.
For a while, we've been telling you about the supply chain issues. This school system is no different. Getting new materials in to have this school inhabitable once again has been an issue. For example, the HVAC system could take anywhere from 5 to 6 months from the time that it's ordered before it arrives and is ready to be installed. They're still hopeful children can once again be learning within these walls next school year. Until then, they will continue with the old A.B. Combs School near Hazard.
It's basically 27 miles one way and 27 miles the other, north or south. So that does present a challenge when you're bringing kids that far.
In Perry County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, school leaders say electricity has recently been restored to the school, and it was done after replacing an entire transformer that was destroyed by the floodwaters. People in Pike County are mourning the loss of a woman responsible for reshaping a region. 77-year-old Phyllis Hunt of Pikeville died January 2nd. As a former director of Pike County Tourism, she helped revitalize the tourism industry throughout the region, putting a focus on Hillbilly Days signage as well as the Hatfield-McCoy feud. Former First Lady of Kentucky and chairwoman of the Pike County Tourism CVB, Judy Patton, says Hunt was a wonderful friend and will be dearly missed by the entire community.
With Phyllis, you felt her love for you. And she did so much in her own sweet little way for this community in Pike County and her friends.
Current Executive Director of Pike County Tourism, Tony Tackett, says Hunt was his mentor and he would never be where he is today without her guidance. And in Floyd County, people gathered at the Betsy Lane Community Park to remember the life of a young girl gone too soon. 15-year-old Kylie Clark of Harold died on Sunday in a Lexington hospital. While she was a freshman at Pikeville High School, Kylie was born with a heart defect and had 4 open heart surgeries. Her father, Barry Clark, is pastor of the Betsy Lane Free Will Baptist Church, where she's also a member. Fellow community members and close friends of the Clark family say Kylie was a miracle and a bright light in the community.
She was so stoic and brave. She never asked why. She was just a living miracle and just a reminder of God's ability and willingness to answer our prayers and let us have Kylie for 15 years.
Kylie's visitation will be at Hall Funeral Home on Thursday and Friday. Her funeral is at 1 p.m. on Saturday in the Alumni Auditorium on the campus of Pikeville High School. Yesterday, staff and students celebrated Leslie County High School senior Jana Caldwell returning to school. Last fall, she was diagnosed with thyroid cancer after recent surgery, and good news from the doctor, well, she returned to school as a cancer survivor. Her teachers say it's been amazing seeing her strength, and they're thrilled she's back.
I was just amazed, which she's an amazing girl, and she just came through it better than I could have, better than anybody. And I'm just amazed at what a strong and awesome person that she is, which I knew she was, but this just shows it even more.
Faculty and students at each school in the district were asked to wear pink, purple, or teal in honor of Jana on Tuesday. Well, there's a program here in the mountains that is stringing lives back together, one guitar at a time. CBS's Mark Strassman made a stop in Knott County to learn about these handmade instruments and the resilient people who are making them.
The locals say Hindman, Kentucky is known for 2 things.
Hindman Town, where the mountains ring.
Music, a point of pride here.
Where the rain comes down, the troublesome sound.
And crystal meth, an Appalachian sorrow.
That was my main priority from the time my eyes opened. As soon as I woke up, that was the first thing, was wondering where I was going to get my fix for the day. I just didn't think about anything else. I was consumed in that world.
In a place like this, is it hard to get drugs around here?
Yeah, you could go about anywhere and find anything you was looking for.
Nathan Smith was 18 when he tumbled off the back of a work truck. Surgeons rebuilt his body, but painkillers, then meth, broke his will and poisoned his future for the next 20 years.
I knew that if something didn't happen, that I was either going to wind up in prison or I was going to be dead.
In Knott County, Hindman is the hub. Nearly 700 people scraping by in one of America's poorest pockets. Even the local creek is trouble. In fact, it's called Troublesome Creek. And back in July, its floodwaters swamped parts of a county where the overdose rate nearly triples the national average.
I'd say it's probably about as bad as it gets anywhere. It's a crisis here.
So the candidates for the school that you run is almost never ending.
Sadly, we'll probably never have any lack of people that are eligible to go through the program.
Doug Naselroad is a guitar maker by trade and a drug rehabber by circumstance. He has 12 employees, all former drug users, some with felony records. They entered a county rehab program and enrolled in the School of Luthery as part of their recovery.
I wonder how deep that goes. You think the rolling pin sander would take that out?
Since 2012, Naselroad has taken them in, taught them woodworking, and helped them learn to love guitars, mandolins, and dulcimers instead of heroin, meth, and opioids.
What is it about making guitars that helps people?
The nature of making guitars is it's a long curve. The gratification is not instant.
Opposite of drugs.
Opposite of drugs. You have to commit a lot of labor-intensive hours to building a guitar, and you have to come back week after week after week. They find something else to fix on, they find their gratification in it, and as time goes by, the memory of the drug gratification gets smaller and the hope of Luthery gratification gets bigger.
You have to sand this.
Smith started here in 2017 and became the program's first full-time employee.
A lot of people, they find out that you've been on drugs, something like they look down on you. And Doug's never done that. With everybody that comes through the door, he gives them a chance.
What about making guitars surprised you?
I guess it was just the craftsmanship that goes into them. When you see what you can create with your hands, it lifts you up and lets you see that there is things you can do without using.
Over the last 10 years, more than 200 recovering drug addicts have come through this program. They've helped build string instruments sold to music stores across the country. Like Smith, they've learned to master Luthery and build a second chance. Most do. The program has a 71% success rate so far.
71% success rate is also a 29% failure rate. And there's some heartbreak that comes in. I have to remind myself, not everyone can succeed. Some people are just not able to break free. I have hope that in their lifetimes they will be, but maybe not necessarily while they're with us.
They redone the building we moved into.
Smith is one of the success stories. He's remarried, started a new family, and became the father he always wanted to be to his 3 children.
Everybody deserves a second chance, and all of us that got a second chance have turned our life around and turned it into something amazing. We make these amazing instruments.
5 years sober.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thanks.
I wanna fly like a bird.
In, of all places, a guitar shop. They've strung together new hope and left what was troublesome to the creek.
When it comes to hope, I can sure use me some.
For CBS Mornings, Mark Strassman, Hindman, Kentucky.
Well, that story was seen by a nationwide audience yesterday on CBS Mornings.
6:12 on the money here on this Wednesday morning. We take a look at UVA wise. Hopefully the camera will stay on for us. Sometimes it glitches out, but this morning, not too bad. Low 40s over there in Southwest Virginia. One of the warmer spots just down the road. Clintwood is at 32 and Grundy is at 36. We're looking again at the rest of the region there. Warmer spots, Prestonsburg, Jackson, and Pikeville, 46 and 47 respectively. Some 40s out there in some spots. Where there is fog, there is warmer temperatures. Where there is not fog and clear skies, or clearer skies, put it that way, it's cooler across parts of the region. You see the difference there. Double digits cooler. Moorhead, Richmond, Somerset, London, and almost double digits in Williamsburg from this time yesterday, but 5 degrees warmer in Jonesville, 1 degree warmer in Pikeville, and exactly where it was in Wise and Logan from this time yesterday. We're heading up again today, right around 60 degrees this afternoon. Mix of sun and clouds, with more clouds likely at times later today. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. When we come back here on Mountain News this morning, Morehead State University continues its strong tradition of winning trophies thanks to the hard work of its talented cheerleading teams.